What is going on, Herd? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in to another video. Today we're going to be giving you that rally event information. This video was supposed to come out to you a couple days ago, but unfortunately the date that I had planned, I got screwed on it. We couldn't do it. You're getting it tonight, and it is kind of coming right around the corner, guys. Lester, not the time. We're looking at Monday, January 20th at 6 p.m. Central Time Zone. Now, we'll break that down for the other time zones as we get in here, but I just kind of wanted to let you guys know that it's coming up pretty quick. So the rally event is going to be featuring the 5 tracks that we have featured a ways back on this channel and we never did utilize them, essentially. And we're going to be using a class this time, and not just sports class. It's going to be within sports class, and I know some of you are already saying, it should have been sports classic. We're going to do sports classics. We're going to do more sport classes too, because let's keep this in mind. This is the budget of all budget classes here. There's not one vehicle in this first class that can be purchased stock for over $100,000. So I believe it's $95,000 is the most expensive one, and then it's all below from that, all the way down to free off the street. So again, we'll cover the times exactly once we get to the end when we explain how to join, but let's go over the rules, how this is all going to be handled, because not all of these cheap cars handle the same. We have 5 choices. Once you pick the car, you have to take that same car to every track, otherwise it's a DQ. You cannot change your car halfway through. You cannot change your car race to race. You need to pick your build, and you need to stick with it for all races. Your 5 choices are the all-wheel drive Kuruma, the all-wheel drive Sultan, not the RS, the Sultan, the sedan, the front-wheel drive Ballista Compact, the rear-wheel drive Futo, and the rear-wheel drive Fusillade. Now, I know some of you are watching the release, the download links of the trackers build. Why the hell did he pick the Fusillade and the Futo in the end? Well, the Futo has rally builds. The Ballista Compact is actually quite quick off-road, abnormally quick for the vehicle that you think it would be, CRX. And the Fusillade is quite quick on the asphalt in the competition and really isn't too terrible off-road other than its slipperiness. I'm sure you're thinking right away is the Kuruma. I'm definitely taking the Kuruma. Well, that's going to lead us into our next point. 2 vehicles are getting a handicap. The handicap will come in points, and the points will make sense in the next sentence here. And well, let's just go right into that. It'll make more sense this way. The point system, depending on the position that you finish in each race, you will get points. Last place will get 2 points. Second to last will get 4 points. Third to last will get 6 points, and 2 points all the way up to first place. So first place could get 30 points if 15 people were racing, or they might only get 8 points if only 4 of us show up. Now, with that point system comes a handicap in 2 vehicles. First off, the Kuruma. The Kuruma is going to get a minus 4-point handicap for each race. Now, you might be saying, well, that's unfair. Minus 4 points is the difference from you taking first place and taking third place. Now, a good racer in a Kuruma should be able to take out these 4 vehicles almost every time, but I'm assuming that the majority of people are going to be bringing a Kuruma, which means it's going to get interesting with a minus 4 handicap. If you did a minus 2 handicap, you're still going to be giving the win to a Kuruma, no matter what. The other handicap is a plus 2 handicap for each race going to the Futo, all right? The Fusillade, the Ballista, and the Sultan should be a standard, all kind of competing in the same general guidelines, the same general standards, same general time frames. You have the 5 vehicles, all offer a different sequence. We had to hit the 2 on a handicap. Now, if we don't like this handicap system, we can get rid of it in the future. The problem is then you are going to have to play a different game. Okay, well, the Kuruma doesn't get a turbo anymore, and you can only do a level whatever engine. The problem with this, guys, and this is why it just doesn't work as nearly as good as doing a handicap. Well, I don't have a turbo. I know I only have level 2 engine, and they have level 3 or level 4 engine, or they do have a turbo. Well, you can hear the turbo, black sheep. I'm giving you an example here, guys. All right, anything performance-based, how are you going to be able to tell unless you specifically test every single car? And if there's 20 people, that's going to be a long process to do each event. We need to make these events as efficient as we possibly can. That's the biggest thing that I want to do with these events, and that's why I feel we'll be able to hold them a lot more frequently once we get in the groove of how they're all going to be handled. Once we do that, I have 6 or 7 different styles of events, never repeating themselves. So it's going to bring us into our second to last point, because I don't want to make this video forever, and I know I can be a ranter, but I feel like so far we've given you the right information that you need. So I know that we released 5 tracks, but it's actually going to be 4 tracks. We're going to exclude the Blaine County track. It's kind of uneventful and a little bit too long for the rest of the series. So 4 tracks, 4 laps on each of the track. It should take about, I don't know, 12 12 to 15 minutes on each track for actual race time. So if you're looking at that as your time, this should only take about an hour of race time. However, actually less than an hour, a bit less than an hour, depending, I guess, on a few factors. But there will have to be some setup time in between where everything gets documented properly, all the points get added in, and all that stuff. So you're looking at about an hour and a half to hour 45 minutes, maybe a 2-hour event. And in the end, we'll have a winner, or a tie for a win, and we'll figure out what happens after that. I know some of you are going to be asking about the Joker lap. There is a Joker lap built into both of these, but just to lessen confusion, since this is already quite a few rules to start this off, as opposed to what I wanted, we're not going to use the Joker lap right away. Everybody just take the fast lane for all 4 laps. 4 laps on everything except for Blaine. The big thing that I learned when we did the Emmer Rally Racing Series back in the day was contact racing left for arguments, disputes, people getting kicked. They didn't want to hear that so-and-so didn't hit them when so-and-so clearly did hit them and didn't stop and, didn't do the whole contact rule basis like it should be done. So let's just do non-contact. Let's see how smooth it goes. Is it as fun? Is it as appealing for a video? No, it's not. But you're talking to the person that needs to make it as fun and need to make it as appealing as they can. And I feel like this is so critical that I need to just take a little bit of a hit in the shin. And let's make it non-contact. Because it is non-contact, it will allow us on the very first race to start up where all of our vehicles are stacked up on top of each other. We'll take off on a certain point of time on the map. We'll start there with the bracket system. Depending on how everybody finishes, you'll be first. If you get first, you get the most points. But if you get first, you're also going to start last in the next race, okay? So second starts second to last, third starts third to last. The person that took last is starting first in the next race. That will make things very interesting, and it is non-contact, so there's nothing to complain about getting around vehicles. It's about the driving skill. It's about that handicap again. So with all of this said, how do you join? That's the final point. First off, time frames, as I said. 6 p.m. Central Time Zone. That means if you're in Alaska, it's 3 p.m. If you're in Pacific Standard Time, like California area, you're looking at 4 p.m. If you're looking at Mountain Standard, I believe that's like Montana and down, you're looking at 5 p.m. Central Time Zone is Minneapolis to Texas. That is 6 p.m. If you're in the UK, you're looking at midnight on the 21st. All right, our event is at 6 p.m. on the 20th, but that's actually midnight on the 21st of January for you guys in the UK. Australia, Kingston time in Australia. I know there's 4 different zones over there, but it got a little confusing for me, so I was like, let's just give them Kingston. They can figure it out. It's in the middle. 12 p.m. noon for you. 12 p.m. noon also on the 21st of January. How do you join? Same sequence as the last time. So you'll be hitting the community tab and going to clubs on Xbox. Up here on the top right, you're looking at find a club. Looks like we have a club invitation. But this club is the one you're searching for, BTV Event Community. Looks like we have 4 pending invites. People want to come on in. And we will definitely grant those wishes. We only have 36 people in here currently, but we have just began using this with the one event, the drag racing event. The drag racing event went well. I think it's because other people were bringing in their friends, and that's exactly what we want here. As long as your friends know generally what the hell the rules are, that is exactly what we want. So what you do is you accept your invite. Looks like we have 4 people, like I said. So we go over to manage, and we check these out. All of them will be invited in. So what you'll do when you join this and get in is you'll be able to see the chat and feed. I was also putting it in the feed, so don't forget tomorrow. So I was doing it the night before. That's the event. This is the time, and then I was 5 minutes away. In between those, I was in the chat, and the chat's probably where you'll see it mostly. I think the feed is not really meant for that. In the chat, you'll see a drag racing event starting 5:30 p.m. It was 1 hour away at the time. I posted it at 4:25, so an hour and 5 minutes away. Gave people plenty of time to catch up and get everything situated. Did we miss one? It says we're all caught up. Anyways, so here's the misconception, is people were sitting here waiting for an invite. There isn't necessarily a way to, well, maybe there is. From what I understand, there isn't any way that I can just invite everybody out of the club into a game. But what there is my gamer tag right there. So what you do is you just message me, can I get an invite? Absolutely. So will sit there for 10 minutes sending out invites. We'll get everybody in. We'll give it about 10 or 15 minutes doing a little bit of a car show or something along the lines where we're just sitting in a free mode waiting. And over the next 15 minutes, as I get those messages, I will send out the invites and we'll get those people in. It was much more effective than the prior way. This is really only like half of the way I want to go about the invites, but this seems to be the more effective way as of current. I know, again, I'll repeat myself. Some said, I don't think this way is effective. I didn't get an invite. You're not going to get an invite unless you send me a message directly. In the future, we'll have a couple admins that you can also send messages to. So if I'm already in an event, maybe you can still get the the invites that you need. If I'm already in an event and we're already moving, I don't check the messages anymore, because I will be doing that for the entire event. And especially if it's a competitive event like this one, you get in the point where you just can't be doing that. So that's that, guys. It's as easy as that. I appreciate every single one of you tuning in. Come well, and we get kicked from this session. Appreciate every single one of you tuning in, liking, commenting, subscribing, do whatever you're doing. It doesn't even sound like subscribing is going to be a thing anymore coming up soon. So if you haven't began to hit the notification bell and do that stuff, it sounds like it's going to be probably the most crucial thing on YouTube. That's your new subscription base. So I don't even think subscribers are going to even be a thing, let alone count. We'll see we'll see exactly what's happening, but I don't like where we're going here, unfortunately. With that said, guys, as I always, hope you all stay happy out there. Please stay positive, and we will definitely speak to you next time.